So this is part two. Let's see. All right, this is part two.
Restore. Okay, so it is August 23rd, 5:30 in the morning. MLGW, Memphis Light Gas and Water, says over 110,000 customers are without power, and restoration, it may take a few days. They're estimating it may take until Thursday to restore every customer's power in the Memphis area. And I'm Imani Williams, a journalist in the Memphis Mid-South area, making sure to bring the news straight to you. So power is out all across Memphis. This is my drive into work around 3 o'clock this morning, 3:30 this morning. It was kind of patchy. Some places had power, some places did not have power. So I'm going to put up what MLGW said. This is what they posted on their social media about the outages. They said people are out trying to restore power, but it may take a while. Poles are broken, poles are down. So a lot going on. This is not only happening, though, in Memphis, in Mississippi, also in Arkansas. There are thousands of people without power, and poles are down. Also, other spots in West Tennessee are experiencing the same thing. We haven't got a timeline from these other areas. MLGW has been the only utility company that I've seen that has kind of given a timeline. And so I hope that if you are experiencing a power outage, there's maybe places that will start to give out water and food, because Thursday, from Sunday to Thursday, or Saturday night to Thursday, is a pretty long time. If I start to see places that are trying to provide resources to people without power, I will make sure to post that so people can know where they can get some help during this time.
Well, breaking fucking news, Majin, shout out to you. Apparently there was severe thunderstorms in Memphis yesterday where over 100,000 residents of Memphis, Tennessee are now without power, and the electric company MLGW, I believe is what it's. I had to double check because it was the four letters. Yeah, MLGW said it may take a few days to restore power as the storm knocked out a large part of the grid. So Memphis, another predominantly black city. Yeah.
100,000 people in Memphis, Tennessee woke up today without power. 100,000 people, and I will be remiss to say that Memphis, Tennessee is a predominantly black city. Yesterday, a storm with over 70-mile-an-hour winds hit the Memphis area, uprooting trees and knocking off branches. But you want to know what still has power in Memphis? I'll give you a hint. Elon Musk's data center. Now, my homegirl Amber, who lives in Memphis, Tennessee, put this on a map so you can see those two green circles is where the data center is located. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to support local Memphis. My homie Amber is in need of a generator. Amber is a policy organizer out of Memphis, Tennessee, and is always showing up for people in this city. And I want to show up for her. This generator right here, we found in priced at around $1,000. So I need you all to send as much as you can to Amber's Venmo, because the ultimate goal is not only to help Amber, but a couple more families who could use a generator right now. And because Amber has the ability to go get them, she is going to pick them up for as many families as she can. Originally, it was speculated that power will be back on Thursday, but MLGW, Memphis Light, Gas, and Power, just sent a message to the residents letting them know that there's no estimated time. Please send Amber what you can, when you can, if you can. And if you can't, just disseminate the message and let's get the information out to the people who can.
I was speaking to a source at Amazon who it was just crazy to hear what their build out looks like right now. And said that when they go in, they're looking at like defunct coal plants or other power plants that are nearby these data centers. And if they can't get the power they need from the local community, they just buy up the coal powered plant or the other power plants that were there. They buy them up, and then they revitalize them, bring in a couple thousand people, build it out to a new energy complex. And then, you think, that's great. So now that coal plant that you're taking over, which is defunct, it closed 3 years ago or 4 years ago or 10 years ago, under regulations and onerous regulations and so forth, you're going to revitalize it, and then the community will benefit. No. Of the rollout of the central bank chip put in your hand. Here's a question. Would you let someone implant a microchip into your hand if you would receive $2,000 a month in return for getting a chip put in your hand? You heard me right. We'll give you universal basic income, basically. 2,000 euros, $2,000 a month if you allow us to put a microchip in your hand. That's exactly what's about to happen as part of the rollout of the central bank digital currencies. It's a carrot for them to rope you into this mess. We'll get to that part of the story in a minute. The chip implantation process, not the corn chip, as Dan said in our chat, but a actual metallic tracking chip. But a new report just published this week by the Bank for International Settlements explains how our new digital money system is about to work. We've been warning you that this was coming for a long time on this show. Also, we weren't the only ones predicting this. It was predicted in a little book, you might have heard of it, called The Bible, The Mark of the Beast. For one thing, this new system, this is how this new system would operate. According to them, the Bank for International Settlements, the new reserve currency, forget the dollar as you know it, basically. This will be the new reserve currency, which is how they want to label it and how they are labeling it. This would be used to settle all transactions. As everyone moves away from the US dollar right now, this seems like perfect timing to be moving to this new system. So are they purposefully torpedoing the US dollar in preparation for a global new reserve currency? One might wonder, right? We don't believe in conspiracy theories around here, but you have to wonder. It could include the confiscation of all property, physical property.
All public benefit systems will now require national biometric ID enrollment. Benefits will be restored upon chip implantation.
They're making us choose.
Open it up! We need food! Let's go! EBT don't work nowhere!
Power grid outages are continuing across the official surge residents to remain. That's it. They really cut us off.
Mama.
For the right to work.
The digital identity is not just a passport that you will have on your iPhone in a digital form. It entails just about everything the government would like to know about you.
We're developing, through technology, the ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So individual carbon footprint tracker.
Revelation 13:16-17. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Alright, so there you go. There you have that. We're going into blackouts and what they're saying is going to come. So the mark of the beast.
Shockingly easy. In fact, they're saying power grid systems that could not.
Title of this video is The Lord is about to make Esau pull the plug.
Shocking developing news coming out today, August 19, 2026, of potential cyber attacks against our power grid systems that could knock out and black out the entire United States for 18 months. And they're saying it is shockingly easy. In fact, they're saying that 12-year-olds with internet access could do this. And so Iran doing this, they said, is not out of the picture, and it could be absolutely devastating. Let's take a look at the latest headlines coming out today, August 19th, so you can see it for yourself. Shockingly vulnerable U.S. power grid could result in an 18-month nationwide blackout. An expert has warned. This is coming out all across the headlines today, August 19, 2026. Take a look at some more with me. Warning that a mammoth nationwide blackout could last 18 months as power grids' appalling weak spots are exposed, and they're saying this is something the IRGC could actually easily do to the United States. U.S. is at risk of an 18-month-long blackout that could extend across the entire nation, experts claim. So just to clarify, we're going to be getting into the details of this, but they're saying this is not just a city or a region. They're saying the entire United States of America could be entirely blacked out, shut down, and we would be unable to get our systems up for roughly 18 months is the estimate that we are hearing. Now, in addition to that, take a look at this. We've been continually hearing threats coming out from the IRGC. They are threatening to target global energy and internet infrastructure if Iran is attacked again. This came out August 12th when we had heard some of the more recent threats against the U.S. power grid systems. And just to clarify, it says here global energy and internet, but in case you are wondering, Iran made sure that we knew Iran lawmakers threaten U.S. power grid if Iran is attacked. And that is not just grids of U.S. assets in the Middle Eastern region. They're talking specifically about attacking U.S. soil in North America. We're going to get into the details of this, as they're saying that this would be coast to coast, west to east. Every single resident in the United States would be blacked out for 18 months, and they're saying it's actually shockingly simple to achieve. They believe that 12-year-olds with access to the internet can do it because we are operating on archaic systems that need immediate attention right away. Now, in addition to that, we've also been receiving attacks against our water systems, the cyber attacks in the U.S. water sector, and the Iran question, escalation or opportunism. Now, we're actually hearing new states have come out and announced that they are some of the ones that have been hit, and we're going to be taking a look at that in detail so you can see more of the states who
Yes, just going more into blackouts and yeah, just blackouts. See what I have here in Zechariah. Well, actually Zechariah 11, and now I'll get Micah 1 and 3. For behold, the Lord cometh forth out of his place, and will come down and tread upon the high places of the earth. And the mountains shall be molten under him, and the valleys shall be cleft as wax before the fire, and as the waters that are poured down a steep place. Therefore I will make Samaria as an heap of the field, and as plantings of a barnyard. And I will pour down the stones thereof into the valley, and I will discover the foundations thereof. When you go back to verse 3, it says, for behold, the Lord cometh forth out of his place, and will come down and tread upon the high places of the earth. Yeah, one of those high places is America, Babylon. This proud whore, this proud bitch. America. Talking about America, Babylon. Its lawless philosophies and whatnot. For the mountains shall be molten under him, and the belly shall be cleft as wax before the fire, and as the waters that are poured down a steep place. 6, therefore I will make Samaria as an heap of the field, and the plants of a barnyard, and I will pour down the stones thereof into the valley, and I will discover the foundations thereof. Therefore I will weep and wail. Micah does not announce God's judgment with detached coldness or satisfaction. He identifies so closely with his people that their impending doom breaks his heart. This is in verse 9. For her wound is incurable, for it is come unto Judah, he is come unto the gates of my people, even to Jerusalem. Micah 1 and 9. When you jump up to verse 8, it says, Therefore I will wail and howl, I will go stripped and naked, I will make a wailing like the dragons, and mourning as the owls. Yeah, because the Lord says in verse 6, I will make Samaria as an heap of the field, and as the plantings of a barnyard, and I will pour down the stones thereof into the valley. I will discover the foundations. Basically, the Lord's going to strip his people, and most of our people are here in America today, and so they're going to be destroyed. It says here, I will go about barefoot and naked, and this refers to taking off one's outer robe or shoes in ancient Israelite culture. This was a dramatic prophetic act or a sign of intense mourning and humiliation, symbolizing that the people would soon be stripped of their wealth, status, and freedom by invading armies. I will howl like a jackal and moan like an owl. The screeching cries of a jackal or wild dog and the eerie hoots of a desert owl were associated with desolation, ruin, and deep sorrow. It highlights the agonizing, desperate nature of Micah's grief. Yeah, so this is what's coming. A lot of people are talking about blackouts. This other dude right here, he's speaking on blackouts.
This benefit is being kept from our senior population, but every senior homeowner has the right to know that it exists. If you're a senior homeowner, you're entitled to a brand new bathroom renovation for your home.
The U.S. power grid could go down for a total of 18 months. Now, that's not my number. That is from the former head of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. And what they said was scary. But this morning, meteorologists came out and stated that this winter could be the winter that tests it. Currently, we have 42,000 people that have already evacuated due to the Hawk Fire near Reno, Nevada. That's scary. We also know transformers can take about 2 years to replace. And then on top of all this, we have a polar vortex that is potentially forming and could cause chaos here in the United States. Let's get right down to it. It says right here, our power grid is surprisingly vulnerable. It says New York Times explores how attacks on only 9 substations here in the U.S. could result on a nationwide blackout, meaning we would not have any electricity for a full 18 months. That is scary. Because what would you do if you couldn't turn on your TV, couldn't keep your fridge cold, couldn't cook, or couldn't charge your phone or turn on the internet? What would you do? Let me know down in the comment section below. How long have you gone, any time in your life, without electricity? How long? Okay? For me, it's probably been about 2 weeks, and this was when I was camping. That was it. This was also about 20 years ago. Completely different times. But look at this right here. It says the University of Houston report predicts U.S. electricity demand could rise 32% by 2030. That's a pretty substantial number. Okay, I want to read something to you. It says, meeting growing U.S. electricity demand will require more than new power generation, including expanding transmission, better utilization of existing grid capacity, and permitting reform. Okay. says emerging energy technologies could play a larger role in the U.S. electricity system, including advanced geothermal and nuclear power, long-duration energy storage, and distributed energy resources and virtual power plants. Okay, but here's the thing. We are all talking about power. Okay. Says emerging energy technologies could and distributed energy resources and virtual power plants. Okay. But here's the thing. We are all talking about power. What are we going to do if we don't have it? Well, here's the thing. There was an issue recently that most people never even heard of. Most people didn't even know it existed. Okay? Or didn't realize it could happen. And I'm going to get to that in a moment. First, look what happened just this past week. It says the U.S. power grid is at risk of 18-month blackout. One city is now in the dark and has been for more than a week. Okay? I want to read something to you. Look at this right here. Okay? It says right here. One of the reasons why the grid is especially vulnerable is its age. According to the New York Times, more than 75% of distribution transformers, like on street corners and telephone poles, are older than their 50-year life expectancy. That's the issue. When we have our power grid is being propped up by stuff that is older than the life expectancy of it. That's not good. Meaning we need to replace this, but we do not have the people to replace it. We also don't have the inventory to replace it. We don't have enough power poles. We don't have enough transformers. We don't have enough power lines. We need more. That's the issue. But look what happened. Okay, this was back in... Was it July? It's like July 22nd, I believe. Somewhere towards the end of July. Look at this right here.
Just before 8 a.m., the electricity flickered on and off for about 10 minutes. It was the result of data centers in Loudoun County, Virginia. In a story you will only see on News 4, Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Drew Wilder explains why engineers say this seemingly small blip is a sign our infrastructure is in danger.
Experts say the cracks in our infrastructure grid are starting to show as the data center industry consumes electricity at a rate the world has never experienced. Wednesday morning, that crack became visible to millions of Americans inside their own homes in a seemingly small way.
This is what experts are worried about, right? The data centers are such a big load on the grid that they can have detrimental impact on the surrounding grid.
Bob Marshall runs Ting Labs and sells this little device that plugs into your wall to monitor your home's electricity. And it can alert you if something's awry, all to prevent an electrical fire.
You plug it in, connect it to Wi-Fi. It takes 30 million electrical measurements every second.
And with millions of these devices in homes across the country, Marshall's data collection saw something that he says should be a concern for all of us. He says at 7:56 Wednesday morning, our lights flickered because the electricity supply dropped, then spiked, then dropped, then spiked before leveling off about 10 minutes later. Electric grid instability felt from Chicago to Boston to Miami. The source, he says, data center out.
Okay. All because of data centers. But that's what we're seeing. And again, this is why I bring it to your attention. Our power grid is vulnerable. You are seeing when data centers are seeing this disruption. Okay, we feel it right here. We feel it right here in the U.S. Okay, I want to read something to you. Listen to this right here. Okay, I want to talk about these data centers. But one of the issues that we're facing. Okay, listen to this. Okay, right now, one of the issues that we're facing is that we have more and more data centers popping up all over the place. Okay, but here's the thing. Data centers that were switching when this line failure happened in Virginia. Okay, it sent out the
So this is a U.S. power grid warning and brutal winter forecast. He's saying is why this winter could last 18 months in darkness. Or is why it could last 18 months, basically. Yeah, I went into the last video in the last part. of this on how on how they're talking about, which is a lie. This video this one talking about.
We're missionaries. We help people carry their burdens physically and spiritually. Tap the link below to sign up for.
It was basically them issuing the warning about the vulnerability of the U.S. power grid. So yeah, just going back into Daniel 12, Jeremiah 30:7, Revelation 12:12. So that was going to come down having great wrath, because he knows he has but a short time. And in the last video, they were talking about a mark of the beast. The mark of the beast. In the last video, they were talking about the mark of the beast. I'll play a part of it right here.
$2,000 a month in return for getting a chip put in your hand. You heard me right. We'll give you universal basic income, basically. 2,000 euros, $2,000 a month, if you allow us to put a microchip in your hand. That's exactly what's about to happen as part of the rollout of the central bank digital currencies. That's a carrot for them to rope you into this mess. We'll get to that part of the story in a minute, the chip implantation process. Not the corn chip, as Dan said in our chat, but a actual metallic tracking chip. But a new report just published this week by the Bank for International Settlements explains how our new digital money system is about to work. We've been warning you that this was coming for a long time on this show. Also, we weren't the only ones predicting this. It was predicted in a little book, you might have heard of it, called the Bible, the Mark of the Beast. This will be the new reserve currency, which is how they want to label it and how they are labeling it. This is torpedoing the U.S. dollar in preparation for a global new reserve currency. One might wonder, right? We don't believe in conspiracy theories around here.
Benefits will be restored.
And they mentioned it there. Mark of the Beast. Because you also got this video here titled "A Work in Babylon is Drying Up. The Grinding is Coming to a Cease." Yeah, just falling right in line with this devil is going to come down having great wrath. Now, this is what this devil is doing. He's causing all of this on purpose, so that the people can end up taking this mark of the beast, which will issue in the 4th Industrial Revolution. These devils won't be able to chip everybody if everybody doesn't want to get microchipped. But if he causes the blackouts and it's working to cease and famine and chaos in the streets, lawlessness, then yeah, people are going to beg to get to a mark to restore everything. So I'm gonna play this video called "Work in Babylon is Season."
100 people People started fighting, people were yelling, people were crying.
The Tyson facility in Joslin is shutting down, leaving more than 2,500 people scrambling. This is the letter those workers got this afternoon confirming the plant's permanent closure. Workers will get paid for the next 2 months, but the job some have leaned on for years is gone. The Tyson Foods plant is located in Joslin. The plant began operations in 1983 under the ownership of Iowa Beef Processors. You can tell by the map. It was a central part to the local and regional economy. But why is a company that's called the area home for so long closing its doors with next to no notice? The breadcrumbs were public as of about 10 days ago on the company's earnings call. Tyson told shareholders they expect losses around $650 million this fiscal year in its beef processing sector alone. Company officials claim cattle shortages and high livestock costs are to blame for that massive loss. But that reasoning doesn't do much for the workers who now only have a few weeks to find where their next paycheck is coming from. KWQC's Elizabeth Ruggiero talked to some of those workers who learned their career at Tyson was over.
For decades, Tyson Complex in Joslyn has been the heartbeat of this community. But that beat went silent this afternoon. As workers arrived for their shift, they weren't sent to the production line. They were funneled into the cafeteria to receive a letter that many say felt like a betrayal.
People started fighting, people were yelling, people were crying. I know people that have been here for 30 plus years. I know people that have been here for 3 days.
Tyson says the decision comes down to economics, rising beef prices, and lack of cattle. But for the 2,700 people who work behind these gates, the why doesn't matter as much as the what now. While they'll be paid through October, the loss of health insurance and steady work is a reality that is starting to sink in.
All these people without jobs, take medication that costs $300 a month. Then insurance covered. Now I have to weigh in on that. Watch what I do. I don't know.
Rita Newton has been with Tyson for 11 years. She says the plant felt like a family that's now being split up for a company's bottom line. Though workers' new contract talks stalled this summer, an announcement like this didn't seem like a remote possibility.
How do you just drop a bomb like that in a day? People coming in for their shift, and guess what? Go home. No more job. People leaving today from work are getting stopped. Hey, don't come back tomorrow. How do you do that to people?
A company that brought thousands of people down this road every day is expected to be a ghost town by Monday, with no plans to replace it anytime soon. In Joslyn, Elizabeth Ruggiero, KWQC TV6 News.
Isaiah 13:11, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Yep, just falling right in line with what's been happening and what's coming. All this with the blackouts, and then with this, and this is really just low level. It's just this was recent. As this guy says, the Trump administration has exacerbated conditions for the U.S. beef sector through tariffs, war, and failed policies that have only further constrained supply. Taken together, these are national market pressures affecting beef operations across the country, and that's all bullshit. The whole tariff thing, that's all just a bluff and a cop-out, because they got money. These companies have money to keep their business going despite tariffs and all that. Ultimately, it's these elites that are giving the orders out to tell these companies to start shutting things down and winding things down, so the economy can fall back, so they can usher in the next agenda to come, which is the mark the beast, everybody be marked and tracked. Isaiah 19:15, it says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail or branch or rush may do. Ecclesiastes 12:3-4, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. And all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Yep. And this is what's gonna come again, once again. And then you're gonna have spirits created for vengeance. Like this guy here in this video, this clown mask. I know one of the brothers posted this.
I saw a woman. She was absorbing her wearing a chug.
Philadelphia police say they're looking for a man who's been terrorizing people in Center City, Philadelphia, while wearing a chuggy mask. Now, I spoke to one woman who said not only did she see him, but she confronted him.
I I saw a woman. She was absorbed in her phone. She had wired earbuds in. And then I saw a figure approaching her from behind. It wasn't until he hit the light that I saw that he was masked, which made it even scarier. So I started to wave at her, and I was like, hey, someone's behind you, trying to alert her. She turns around, saw him, started to speed off. And then at that point, a man was walking around the corner to their locker. He had a box in his hand. And I believe that he was probably like a delivery service worker or maybe one of the early morning baristas. So he saw the masked man, started to run. Masked man starts to pursue him. They have a struggle at the door. Then at that point, I started to guard once I understood that the man was behind the door and that there was a way for the masked man to get in.
And you said he didn't have a plan.
He didn't have a plan. I did have a plan. At first, I started running because I thought that was the right thing to do for me at that moment. But then I'm realizing I have heavy bags. I didn't want anyone to pull in the back of my straps, so I turned.
This is Purge behavior. Philly man with Chucky mask terrorizing woman in the streets of Philly. So yeah, this is what's coming. This is, even more. This is gonna come when the blackouts are nationwide. Eventually, it's gonna be nationwide. And these people out here, they don't believe that, which I don't care if they believe that, because that's what the Lord says is gonna happen. A whole nationwide blackout. Because these people, their hope is in here. Their hope is here in America. So obviously they're not gonna walk around like they're expecting bad things to come that's gonna disrupt their plans they have here for the tribe in this the permanent dwelling here of America. But this is obviously a state that Babylon shall it's gonna fall. It's going to get judged as for its pride and wickedness.
Around, I block my face, I get deep and wide, nice and low, ready to strike. Pow! Right in the middle of the solar plexus.
This woman refused to become a victim when a masked stranger approached her in Center City last Wednesday morning. She squared up and kicked him in the chest.
You kicked him in the center of the chest.
Yeah. Just like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kicked him in the center of the chest.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Happened about 5:15 a.m. near 15th and Broad. Jamaica W. believes the person who targeted her is the same suspect police say was caught on camera chasing a woman outside City Hall minutes earlier. Before her own encounter, Jamaica says she spotted the masked suspect approaching a runner who was wearing headphones.
I started to wave at her across from the intersection and say, hey, there's someone behind you.
She then witnessed him try to force his way into the coffee shop before turning his attention towards her.
So I figured that if anything was going to happen, I wanted to see it with my own two eyes.
She turned around, screamed, and yelled and put her hands up to fight. But something seemed off about the scary stranger.
He just seemed so disoriented about what his goals actually were. Like, I had bags, he wasn't reaching for those. It didn't seem like he had a clear goal to like actually get a locker room to do anything. So I was like, okay, well, let's see if you can fight him.
Police say the suspect accosted several people in a 15-minute span. Investigators say he said this to the runner.
He's holding his cell phone up in front of her, at which time he asks her, are you ready to die?
He ultimately fled into Suburban Station. Until he's caught, Jamaica has a message for early Center City risers, especially women.
Make sure that you're not playing music in your headphones. Keep your keys in between your fingers. Just do everything that you can to feel safe.
Police in Philadelphia are searching for a masked man investigators say has been terrorizing people, and we have some new video of one instance where the man is seen running after a woman. ABC's Armando Garcia has more from another person who came up close to that suspect and tried to fight him off.
This disturbing video showing at which say the man chased several.
That's the point on that. More of that is gonna come. And sometimes I just look at, like the other day, I just looked at this guy that was waiting to order something, and some food where I work, and just looking at his face, just looking at his countenance, he just looked like he was, 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 he just looked like he was just sick of women rejecting him. Like these men out here, they're sick of, some of these men out here, they are sick of these women rejecting them. They might go down the dating apps. They might go and try to connect and socialize it, and these women reject them. So there's gonna be men out here that are waiting for a time like that to come, a purge time to come, where they can take the box that they couldn't get, that they can't get in this world for some reason. So some reason they can't get it. And those type of men are gonna be those pervs that are disturbed, that have been made like this, so they can be unleashed. The Lord's gonna unleash these spirits created for vengeance. This is in Jeremiah 51:32. Alright, 1. Thus says the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Verse 3, against him that bendeth let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted up himself in his burgundine, and spare not ye not her young men, to destroy ye utterly all her lost. Thus shall the slain and fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. So this is Jeremiah 50. Verse 29. Or 28. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord, our power, the vengeance of his temple. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done, do unto her. For she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Yahweh. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all around about him. Yep, this bitch is gonna get judged by fire, it says. And all these people that don't have Yahweh B'Shem Ashai, they're gonna be getting judged as well. They're gonna get fucked up as well. They're not gonna, I don't know what's gonna happen to them. Whether it's famine, or if these women are out here, they're gonna get visited by a spirit of vengeance, like you had there with the dude in this mask, purge mask. And it's your spirit, it's your spirit, that dude put on that mask and chased those women. And it got caught on camera for this to be filmed. Because this is what's coming.
I've got some news I want to talk.
Black women have been programmed via TV and everything else. You don't need a black man. You just need a white man to give you a job.
Just following right in line with the topic of woman. Here's this video going into how the black bitch was deceived, And all you stupid women were also deceived to thinking you don't need a man.
I've got some news I want to talk to you about that is very troubling. I got this news late last night. I started not to talk about it, but I think any delay on this any further was something that was really irresponsible on my part. The topic I want to talk about today is really two things. Black women being increasingly attacked randomly across the country, and also the number of black women that have just disappeared. Nobody can find them. Families can't find them. Police can't find them. As of 2024, 13,562 black women. I'll repeat that number again. 13,562 black women are missing. Just gone. Nobody knows where they're at. What happened to them? They're just gone. And at the same time, this increasingly number of black women being attacked is happening. Black women sitting at a park being attacked. Running down the street jogging being attacked. In Target. In the store being attacked. More and more you see this trend happening more and more. And it's our job here at the National African Gun Association to say something and more importantly give advice and to do something. Ladies, if you're going out on a date, I don't care if it looks like Morris Chestnut or Boris Kojo or whomever, bring your gun. If it doesn't feel right when you're there, and it doesn't look right, back away and get out of there. If you're going to Macy's or a store to shop, bring your gun. If you're going to a road to cook-off, bring your gun. And Lord, if you have to park your car late at night, do not park it in a dark, isolated spot where no people are around. If that's your option, don't park there. Come back to the store. You'll miss that event. If you go on a date, don't drink anything that you have not been in control of that alcohol or drink from the moment it's handed to you until the moment you put it down. There's some evil out there that's attacking our women, and they're attacking in great numbers, and it's increasing. And we have to do something. We have to say something at this point. Quiet, and just avoiding the topic is not a solution. Our women are on an island. And it's our job here at the National African Gun Association to circle that island to protect those women as much as possible. As much as possible. And ladies, make sure you are making yourself from a soft target to a hard target. Watch where you're going. See who's coming at you. If you feel like somebody walking toward you has evil intent, cross the street. Grab your weapon. Or get ready to grab your weapon. Make sure I'm legally giving you the right advice. Do not put yourself in a situation where you're getting beat up and somebody's dragging you into a car to rape and kill.
And that's the problem, though. These women are putting themselves in that situation. We're all worthy of death. Yep. You see, I'm worthy of death, man. But these women out here, they're just wicked. They're just completely wicked. They're way more wicked than I am. As the scripture's talking about how I made a video on that last week about the woman, how the churlishness of a man is better than the kindness act of a woman that's shameless, that's basically just a hoe. One of these Cardi B ass bitches out here. Those women are gonna be destroyed, man. Even if they have a man, they still eat pork. They still dress like a hoe. But they have a man and supposedly loyal to that man, or probably are loyal to that man. They're still gonna get judged, man. But yeah, basically a lot of judgment is coming, as we just brought out there, and it's gonna be further amplified when the grid gets shut down, when the power is out, when the job is gone. Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. All the witchcraft here in America, in the heart of Egypt, Egypt is America, shall melt in the midst of it. It's going to melt through the thermonuclear missiles, which will happen by World War III. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, that's Donald Trump, and a fierce king shall rule over them. Saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Abshai of hosts. And the waters shall fail in the midst, the waters shall fail from the sea, and the rivers shall be wasted and dried up. And the Lord shall smite Egypt, he shall smite and heal it. And they shall return even to the Lord, and he shall be entreated of. Now this is talking about literal Egypt. Talking about something else. But yeah, the Lord is going to destroy America, which is Egypt, talking about there in verse 1. And he ain't going to bring it back. This is 2 Esdras 13 and 31. And one shall undertake the fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, and one people against another, and one realm against another. So now I'm going to go into this video, go into FEMA camps. This is about... Yeah, because everybody's divided, so that just makes sense why it's going to says one people against another, one place against another. 2 Esdras 13:31, what I just read there, because you got a lot of people divided against another, the man versus the woman, the rich versus the poor, so on and so forth.
No consequences for saying that shit. They declare a state. I'm just letting y'all know, if they suspend elections on some bullshit, they declare a state of emergency, they declare martial law, they send troops against my neighbors, they shut off the power grid. If they bomb America, because I'm saying that shit, we are getting active. We the people are. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I need you as a viewer to be prepared for this. This is not a threat. This is a clairvoyant statement letting you know there's consequences to actions. And so far, there's not been consequences. No consequences for a continual destruction of our constitutional protections. First, Second, Fourth, Fifth, 10th, 14th, and 24th Amendment rights by ICE. No consequences for minors, children being impregnated in these ICE facilities. No consequences for the Epstein files and the largest human trafficking in the human history, yes, bigger than slavery, industrial human trafficking. No consequences for that. Unfathomable crimes against humankind, all committed by this administration, all committed with your tax dollars, by the way. Genocides, Gaza, and now Lebanon, all with your tax dollars. 90% of our politicians are paid off by Israel. Where does our money go? 5 generations of war. We're not in constitutional war right now. My friends are over there. My brothers and sisters in arms. And I have no idea what they're going through. But if it's anything like what I saw in my very brief experience in the Middle East, it breaks my heart. And just know this is illegal. Unconstitutional war. Congress not doing shit about it. So if they suspend elections, when this is the one thing that many of us have been hinging on, wait till midterms, they do that, we get inactive. And start preparing. If you're a veteran, I'm speaking to you. We swore the same oath. And you might think it's nothing, but I swore an oath to the Constitution, enemies both foreign and domestic, and we have clairvoyantly domestic enemies. Right now. And if they don't allow us to go through bureaucracy and hold them accountable the lawful way, we need to fucking stand up. We got a Declaration of Independence for a reason. We got a Constitution for a reason. And maybe I take it more serious because I thought I might die for that Constitution. But you know what? We should all take this serious because this affects everyone. You will take this serious when you can't afford to put food on the table anymore. It's the case that not everyone lives freely here. And equally here, there's systematic racism, systematic fucking prosecution of people because of what tax bracket they're in. While the rich pay nothing.
So yeah, man, just there's many people like this Edomite here. He's pissed off. He's going to be roused up in the times we're gonna come into once again. And so the Lord's just stirring the pot right now. He's getting everything, all the marbles ready, all the pieces ready to move. Like this Edomite right here. You got many Edomites like this right now in this mindset state. He's going to rouse up when the time comes. And people like that's gonna get their asses plowed. Because it's all vanity what they're fighting for. It's all vanity. It's just gonna get them destroyed. I got this last clip here going into FEMA camps in Babylon.
It's a lot of people. If you look at the FEMA camps in Fairbanks, Alaska, it can hold up to 2 million people. That's a lot of people. And in these FEMA camps, you have guillotines. It's not a lie. There's a law that was passed in Georgia in 1995.
So this video is on Instagram. The brother's page is Tawabon Yahweh 144. Now I don't care what brother it is. Tahar told us not to post on Instagram, not to post on Facebook, not to post any of this stuff that's of the truth on Instagram, Facebook. I don't care how old the brother is, or what brother it is. You're going off. You're doing that. I don't post on that shit anymore. And when I was first in the truth, I did. I don't do that anymore. It's been 2 years now since I've ever posted anything on the truth on Facebook or Instagram. So I'm not gonna play this video just off how disrespectful I think it is for doing that. I'm not gonna play that video. If you want to go watch, there's a channel and yeah, there. Yeah, anybody just showing that, I mean, you're off, man. The Lord's gonna judge you, I guess, but whatever, man. It's between you and the Lord, bro. The Lord doesn't judge you, whatever. I don't care then, bro. It's just pretty disrespectful, but because Tahar said not to do that, but with that, I mean, that's the point. I should have saw what it was till then, but yeah. So with that, that's the point of the lesson there. I wanted to get. So I'm not gonna play that video because it's disrespectful, but you get the point. I should have saw it before so that I wouldn't have had to show it. But I didn't think that I was gonna show it on Instagram, right? Some brother from Instagram posting that. Yeah, this is 2nd Esdras 15 verse. Second Esdras 15:6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Yeah, all these wicked ass people out here. All these wicked ass people out here, like it was in the days of Noah. And basically, people were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the flood came. Basically, and Noah was the only one that was righteous in the eyes of the Lord, so hence why he was delivered. So this is basically the elect, whoever they may be. Right now, you got a ton of wicked ass people, wicked ass Israelites here in America. And all over the world too, because everywhere is going to be bad soon. Before the return of Yahushua. The Lord's only dealing with one small group of people, just like with Noah and his family. And I just believe in this time there's even more people that's going to be destroyed than it was back then. That's just me speculating, but it makes sense if you think about it. Therefore says the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore says the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hell, as famine, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. This is going to be martial law. And then once martial law is implemented, they're going to implement the mark of the beast to restore everything back to the normal. For because of the pride of the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Verse 5, behold, I'm going to jump back all the way back up to verse 5. Behold, says the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Sword, famine, death, and destruction. That black horse. Revelation 6 talks about a black horse with repair balances in his hand, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see, I heard not the oil and the wine. So famine's coming. It's prophesied. You gotta have faith to believe that. And ultimately, those that have believed in Yahweh B'Shem Ashai are of the elect are gonna be able to. They're the only ones who's going to be able to believe it. Because they're all basically the only ones that's going to be chosen to be saved. Everyone else is just going to be I don't know, destroyed, I guess, along with Babylon. So if that's the point. Lord willing, this video was edifying. Shalom, Abad Rabah.